will be on LinkedIn and also on YouTube soon. So give me 1 second and we'll start.
Very good. How are you, my friend?
I am excellent, my friend.
Give me 1 second.
I am excellent.
Very good.
Yeah, quite busy. You too, right? Everybody's so busy that it's crazy. But always wonderful to see you. Wonderful also to see a lot of names that are with us pretty much every month. As we always say, this is a very informal conversation about AI in project management and its implications. I want just to start here by, just give me a second, by sharing that this talk happens every first Friday of every month, more than 2 years doing that, right, Antonio? So
2 years.
We have this, if you go to PMAI Revolution, you can find a playlist there where you can watch the previous ones. Every month we try to see what is in our mind. But before we do that, I just want to start by reinforcing to you our partner network of authorized training providers. We have Provec. Helen is here joining us on this webinar from Provec. So it's a great partner that help us in the UK. QRP, we will do a webinar with them by the end of November. So they are our partner in South Europe. We have Interprom in the US, and my friend Roberto is also joining us today from P-Lab in Brazil. That was our latest announcement that we announced it, and we had him last month with us. Before we start talking and covering, I want just to make some very quick announcements with you first.
Ricardo, let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Please.
Something you don't know. We have already a few AIPMs from the US. They joined the course from the US, our first few students. Yes.
Fantastic, my friend, fantastic. So it's moving, and it's moving. Do you know one thing? It's things are picking up. So it's starting really, I would say, to cross this tipping point of a starting idea to become more robust. And we have a lot of companies now looking for us. We had another company yesterday with 2 more classes. Today I had a talk for a potential additional class. So it's everything is doing very well. And several of you listening to this webinar are already AIPM, and we are very thankful for you and very happy that you are joining this community. I want just to announce here, Antonio and I, we finally got this. We were not sure if we would be able, but we got our Black Friday campaign out, and it's out as of today. So with the coupon Black Friday 25, there is a special discount for the masterclass and 150% discount for the bundle, okay? So we were unable to announce a discount for the certification yet. If we were able to make it, we will let you know. But for the bundle, we got the Black Friday 05. Hold on, I need to check if it's 05 or 25, okay? Okay, so but I think it's 05. I think I typed it wrong, but the code is wrong. Okay, but I will organize that as soon as Antonio is speaking. So just to announce, and we have also our research that Antonio will talk a little bit more, make a deep dive on his part now. We have thousands of downloads of our research. Remember, our research you can access and download here on this QR code, or you can go to get PMAI Revolution/report 2025. Antonio, my friend, ball to you for your updates.
Thank you, Ricardo, and hi everyone. Good to see you. This is always a pleasure to have these calls. It's amazing how fast the time flies, because it looks like Ricardo and I had this call like just a few days, and it was 1 month ago.
Yeah.
But things are moving very nice, and we see a lot of growing interest on the AIPM. So this is so exciting. Thank you for all the support to all of you, and this amazing community. So let me just share my slides. You will, I think we should be able to find a way that you can get these slides. So one of the things that Ricardo and I capture from the survey, probably one of the most important, is that what had changed from 2 years ago is that people started to see benefits by using AI in their projects. Of course, we cover a lot in the masterclass, but masterclass is theoretical. We do a lot of demos and practice, but we were seeking for examples where people are using AI and and they can prove benefits. And I think this is not just for us, but for the community. Say, listen, there is not just talking, but there is actually reality. So I did a deep dive in the last weeks on the data, and and we could see that we could find a few examples that I wanted to share today. So from the 870 respondents, more than 200 said they were already using, and some of them, 50 or 60 cases, that were giving tangible improvements. So that's where we deep dive. We see that there's improvements with AI on the resource and scheduling, on the risk, and also some forecasting, which is, it's crazy, it's great. It's going faster than what I thought. Outcome uplift, so there's cost reduction in these initiatives. There's acceleration, risk mitigation, and higher return on investment. So all really music to our ears, and you can see the others, but there's still barriers like the trust, culture, the gaps, the ethics, and so on. This is an overview of the areas where we've seen improvements, and you see the estimated impact. And what I did, so I'm not going to spend time on this, but what you can see is here, I took up the 10 most relevant. So there's one on healthcare industry, where they use AI to predictive scheduling and resource optimization copilot. What they did, so you can see there, fed historical task duration and staffing into the AI scheduler, run weekly what-if simulations, and automated progress reporting. What were the results? Delivery time reduced by 11 to 25%. This is crazy. Imagine all of our projects can be delivered about 20% faster. Then that would be a major achievement for our profession. And you can always see a quote here, so I can finally present our resource to leadership. I'm not going to go through all this. We'll need to find a way where you can download this and get the slides, but you can see examples from construction industry. This one was on the spend analysis and change orders, heavily on procurement. So you see the quote from the person: AI revealing efficiencies in procurement we never spotted. So it's going beyond the human eye and checks, which is, it's incredible. Financial services, this was for a bank PMO. They use generative for automated reporting and portfolio analysis. So this is for us also something that we see as one of the main areas that people can start using. We spend time in the masterclass on this. So you see the reporting cycle reduced from 2 days on average to 20 minutes per project. From 2 days to 20 minutes. Crazy. That is crazy. And what I like is the quote, because I think all of us, and we're more than almost 200 people here, and another hundreds in the LinkedIn. And one of the things that we've been doing a lot in our careers is chasing people. Look at the quote, we stop chasing people. Now we discuss decisions. Yes, we need that more. Automotive industry cost overrun avoidance. So this was done, they used the AI for probabilistic cost and schedule forecasting. And they here the results was avoiding penalties. So very interesting. Pharma on the risk side and workload relief. They use natural language processing for risk detection and meeting summarization. I think that last part we all do by now, but it's all about being more proactive on the risk side. Utilities, this one is also quite interesting. It's around real-time strategy. This is on portfolio level. They built live dashboards connecting project results to regulatory goals. And what did it help? Faster prioritization. At portfolio level, you want organization leader to prioritize clearly and fast, and we can do that. We can do that. Again, the quotes for me are so strong. We can show strategy alignment in real time, not after the facts. Manufacturing, this was about probabilistic cost and schedule forecasting. Yeah, so this one was key. Logistics, this was around ESG, so sustainability and resource optimization around data on ESG. And again, you see the results below. The last two ones, telecom, again, more on the strategy part. Faster investment decisions. And the banking, this was another PMO. They were able to, with predictive analysis, generative AI, tracking automation. So it's about the investment part here. So really, I think amazing. I think when we can start sharing and using these examples to convince leaders that this is not a fate or just another kind of fancy word, but it's actually delivering results in our profession, in our projects, in our programs portfolio, then I think we need to be the ones driving that. And this is what we share in these webinars, and we really put a lot of emphasis in the masterclass. So our role, as you can see with all these 10 cases, is really changing, is dramatically changing. We need to embrace these things. If we don't embrace this in the next 6 months, we're going to be left outside. So today I wanted to share this rather than giving too much updates. Another one, and I think this is my last one. I saw one, and I've done a bit of research, but I like that, this one, project manager for AI implementation. So it's starting to pop up this type of roles, and you can see here the key responsibilities: design, develop, and deliver minimal viable products for assigned AI solutions, build and maintain roadmap, product back KPIs. I think we should be able to do that. Data governance is a big one. And then qualifications, proven experience leading AI, data science, or analytic solutions delivery. Strong technical fluency, so agile and project. So you will see familiarity, the last one, with AI technologies, data. So this is going to become standard. This is an AI implementation, but I think we will use most of this technology for our own projects, regardless whether it's AI. Most projects today have a technology component anyway.
Perfect.
And I need to ask you your help again. So Ricardo and I are exploring, considering whether what are the best AI tools in the market for project management, and whether we should develop one. So this is I think there's 10 questions where we need your input, whether you're using any tools, what are the gaps, what would you like to see? So we'd really appreciate if you can spend 5 minutes, just do the QR code, it'll take you to the survey. You can do it after the call. We'll send anyway an email to everyone registered. but really appreciate if you can give us those insights, and we'll share the results in the next month call. And I think that's it for my side, Ricardo.
My
I think I
friend.
had one slide about my book,
Yes.
HDR book, but that we can see a bit later.
No, I have it here. I have it here. So you can hold on. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's the other one. So you can find now more information about me, my book coming out in January. Of course, people that pre-order will organize something with all of you just before the launch, and any support on that side, that would be much appreciated. So that's all, Ricardo.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will move to my phone.
Thank you. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you. Antonio, there is just one question that we have here about your insights that you may answer. What insights can you share to find local companies that are embracing this, that I can pursue an opportunity to get practical experience? My company says they want AI, but AIPM tools and project management ways of working with AI are not high on their priority list. So where do you think people can find a job on that?
So you will get the slides here. This comes from the research. These are hard numbers. These are people who have responded and share with us this best practice. I think if you are looking for more information, when we find things like this, we will share to help you convince. In terms of looking for opportunities, I think I will have a look in LinkedIn in the next weeks and share what's coming up. There's ways to do some research on AI project management related jobs. So I think that's the other channel that I would use is in your region, in your country, look for those opportunities. But I'm afraid that we will need to do the selling for these technologies. There's still one of the reasons, and Helen is on the call, and we talk a lot, is we see clearly that there's a big need for AI in project management, but companies still see it as taking big risks. So it's part of us to tell them there's actually quite beneficial for us. Don't be so risk afraid. Let's start with a pilot. So there's a lot of us from us to persuade our leaders.
Yeah, perfect. Antonio, two more things that are related to you. First, Mael said, Antonio, if I'm not wrong, in the last section, you mentioned that you were pursuing some technical expertise in Python programming. I am special interest to develop these skills. That's the reason of my question. Antonio, you are on mute. You are on mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
First, great memory, because I said that. So congrats, yes. I've tried to explore the Python I didn't get yet. So what I'm doing on the programming, so that's my focus, is I'm working with Google Sheets, or what's related around Google. It provides already the possibility to coding. So next time we meet and in the masterclass, I will show you how you can combine all the suite of Google with programming to do risk dashboarding and other things in automated with just coding. So Python, I'll see if I have the time to, it just looks like very technical and I'm not technical. So Google and all this suite will be in the next call.
Yeah. Mael, I just want to add, I'm doing the same. I'm using Code Academy and I'm trying to learn a little bit of Python. Of course, I don't want to be a programmer, but I want to improve my ability to understand and to create some models of AI. Antonio, a lot of people here congratulating you. You didn't mention, you were very humble, but you were on the Thinkers 50 list here again.
Yeah.
So Kevin and several others send hello to you, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's for all of us. It's Ricardo, it's the whole profession for me. This is recognition for every of us to get there in the ranking. That's the most important. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I will be here, Ricardo. I'm just going to switch to my phone.
Okay, no problem. Now it's ball to me.
To you.
Okay. So now I want to tell you what is in my radar, okay, to all of you. And I will do a little bit different. Antonio explored more our research and some extremely powerful numbers out of that. But I will now just move us to, I would say, to 30,000 feet and try to see what is happening in the landscape, what is in my radar. And why do I use this concept radar? It's because what I do during the month, and I try to share with you on this call, it's like being a radar, seeing what are the trends, what interesting things I can see and I can learn, or I can be, I would say, positively impacted or not so positive. And this is what I want to share with you. All of them, they have the QR code, so you can track the source where I'm talking about. But the first one I want to share with you is this one that is super disruptive. I saw this morning. It's about malware in vibe coding. Let me explain to you. Google just did a massive report on security and this, and one of the super disruptive things they said, it's that malware are being installed in some ways encoded inside your vibe coding. So it's instead of you being contaminated by a virus that exists, you are coding the virus while you do that. It's absolutely, so it's a malware, look here, that can now generate scripts using vibe coding. And why I'm saying this, because it's impressive, right? How crazy things can become. And they are built on the same capabilities of vibe coding. It's extremely interesting, this article. You can take a look. I read this morning this while I was doing, I would say, my daily refresh on AI. And I said, this one I need to share with all of you because it's a lot of, for example, some of them using social engineering to bypass safeguards. So it's the cybercrime is becoming more and more mature, because how an antivirus will know what a virus is. For example, if you're developing a project using AI, so maybe your malware will be already embedded and coded by you while you were vibe coding. So it's a very interesting point, mainly for those who are using vibe coding, that I'm a big fan to develop this type of tools. The second, also super disruptive thing, it's AI is taking scans of the brain, and based on the scans of the brain, is becoming able to understand what you are thinking. Let me repeat, because it's so disruptive. So you do brain scans, and based on the brain scan, you can identify what type of words, what type of thinking you are. And this will be potentially a key for us to reinvent how we think without saying a word, by using this. It's very, very, I saw this yesterday, and I want to share this with you. Of course, it sounds extremely strange. I read the article, but it's just to show why I put this, just to show you how disruptive AI can be, right? Imagine I'm doing an MRI and I ask you to think about something, and then I start saying, you are thinking about this, you are thinking about that. And if I'm able to do that in a right way, it changes everything, right? It changes everything. So it's and also as Nicola said, it can be a fantastic thing for those who are unable to communicate, right? Those who are unable to speak. So you can translate this by thinking on what you want. So this is my second very disruptive. Today I have only very disruptive things on this. The third one, it's about AI and advertisement. Meta reported that last year, 10% of their sales came from scam and fraud ads. 10%. We are talking about more than $1.5 billion US dollars coming from fraudulent and scamming activities. And why I'm saying this? Because one thing we need to be extremely mindful is cybercrime is on the rise, and a very steep rise in everything. For example, your project data, your project information, finding ways of hack your large language model, finding ways of inserting malware into your code to extract potential information, because information today can be really weaponized. So it's a very, very important, but it's something for you all to think about, because it's absolutely disruptive what I saw from Meta. My last insight here, it's about employment, and this was one of the things that I found most interesting. For example, let's suppose Antonio said that we had a lot of questions from the colleagues here talking about, for example, hiring jobs and this. And this post from Superhuman, you can access it here, is talking about ChatGPT, Claude are becoming so strong on creating compelling cover letters that it's creating unintended consequences. For example, good writing is no longer a hiring filter. Why? Because by using ChatGPT and this, everyone has a good writing. Everyone is able to write in a proper way. This post on Twitter here shows that you can create a perfect cover letter in less than 30 seconds. And there is an article that you can find here. So you can click here and find the article from Princeton and Dartmouth College about the job market, talking that because AI is taking such a big role on shaping CVs, shaping cover letters, that the job market is becoming less fair, because everybody becomes so perfect on their CV, so perfect on their cover letters, that you cannot discriminate people by using these assets anymore. And then people are using other criteria that are much less meritocratic to select. So this is a super intriguing aspect, because, for example, I'm starting now, for example, a big project in my work, and of course, one of the things I will have to do is to, in some ways, recruit. But how do you recruit? Maybe your previous criteria will not work anymore, because people will be, I would say, so perfect on their cover letters, etc., that I will not be able to trust if that cover letter was made by humans or by AI. AI today writes much better than 99.99% of the people. So this is a big challenge and a massive shift towards a different perception on how do we select people. I spoke in the past about a tool called HireVue. Let me show to you the name. It's called HireVue. let me just show here. It's HireVue, and HireVue was one of the masterpieces, HireVue, of the masterpieces on this recruitment piece. But now with this, I don't know how we will be able to select other people. Before I go now to some of the questions, I just want to make a quick announcement on my side. I was finally able to find the time to record and prepare one course that I was really keen to do. It's a course on leadership and governance for senior executives. Most of the failing projects we see today, it's because executives do not know what a project is. They have no clue on how to do that. So I decided to create a very comprehensive and practical course, 55 lessons. It's my largest course so far, more than 6 hours of content just on executives. Okay, so if you know anyone that is sponsoring my project or working as an executive on a project, please suggest. And of course, as part of the Black Friday in this, I'm starting to advertise it with 150 US dollars in discount. And I decided also to make 4 lessons for free. So I published one today, one yesterday, one the day before yesterday, and I will publish the last one this Monday. So you can watch this on YouTube and also on LinkedIn. Okay, so having said that, I want to talk to you and to get some of the Q&A for you. And I will start. So we have some questions here. Fritz, it seems that companies are building their own dedicated AI system, but will that change? Which companies are developing project management AI general tools? Fritz, I believe that companies are building AI tools on the top of the existing AI tools. I don't see companies developing their LLM out of nothing, out of zero, like OpenAI did. Most of the time, they're building on the top of them. For example, Asana today is doing extremely well, but they are not using their own LLM. They have an API that connects to a large language model. So when I tell you, oh, we have our own AI tool, I would say I have no experience of people having their own AI tool where they develop the LLM and everything, because the cost of this is just astronomical and makes no sense of that. So most of them will be using OpenAI APIs, Google APIs. For example, when Antonio is developing encoding and vibe coding, he's using a deeper Gemini, for example. So just for you to have an idea. Antonio, do you want to take some questions?
Yes, Ricardo, I cannot read, but if you can.
Okay, I can read for you. What are your thoughts about the increasing numbers of companies that are freezing hiring and planning for AI to do the work? The Amazon layoff announcement to replace workers with AI is starting to spread to other companies. Are you seeing this for project managers, some disciplines, or across all areas? Do you think PM's hiring will slow down?
I think this is I think the first wave of AI will have consequences in terms of layoffs, for sure. But I think in the midterm there will be more jobs. So I'm not too worried about what Amazon just announced. I think there is a lot of people working in middle management position, and so that will happen. And will happen with project management too. I think this is normal. 50% of what we do could be done by AI. So why should we keep that, right? So I think this is, we always say that in these calls and in the masterclass, there should be a sense of urgency in the profession. And Ricardo and I were very happy there have been so many people learning about AI to introduce that in their projects. I think that's the only method for us to keep our jobs. It's to learn and embrace AI and use it in our daily practices with our own projects. I think if you're not doing that, you could be impacted by these layoffs for sure.
Yeah, there is an article from Financial Times from last week talking about that. One thing that people already noticed, that this mass widespread layoffs, they haven't occurred yet. All these companies laying off, even Amazon. I know the case of Amazon. Amazon, after announcing that, the CEO of Amazon said, no, it's not AI, it's culture. It's part of our culture to change people from time to time. And he said it was not related to AI. However, some jobs will face more challenges. And talking on the PM jobs, if you are working with compiling data, analyzing data, and this, there is a chance that AI will do that very well, okay, very well. So there is a chance that AI will take over on that. But I will publish next week something like a periodic table of human abilities. There is a lot of human abilities that AI is unable yet to fulfill. For example, empathy. For example, curiosity. For example, crisis management. These type of abilities AI is not able to do right now, okay? So this is just to have an idea for you. Antonio, for you from Dr. Sadi, my dear friend, our dear friend, what is your advice for utilization of AI in an organization that manages tens of projects? Who should champion that AI can do 50% of the work project managers are doing now? Did anyone develop a business case for the board of directors on the economic feasibility and ROI for the utilization of AI to lower level of efforts on projects?
Hey, Dr. Sadi, good to have you on the call. And what a great question. I think there is at the moment, as far as I know, very few companies, very few PMOs or portfolio who are building that big case study. For the time being, what I see is that it's more on an individual basis and saying, like the PMOs, for example, Ricardo and I have been training some PMO leaders, and they're the ones that are looking at options for starting to use AI in their projects, building AI skills. So who should be doing that in the future? I think it will be related to, again, to this role of the portfolio manager. The PMO, the head of PMO are the ones that should be able to process. The only challenge is that it's going to impact them directly. The PMOs with AI will be very different than the PMOs we know today. So it's just a bit of a sensitive situation. But I prefer that we do it, the PM experts, rather than finance. If the CFO takes over and says, listen, we have 500 people working in project managers, we can cut it by half, they're more radical. So I think we need to be proactive and bring these cases to the board, to the executive committees to start embracing AI.
I will take the next one. How to boost project management entrepreneurship with Vibe coding and Vibe marketing tools. Mario, this is an excellent question. I saw you making some comments of Y Combinator on the chat. What is a critical source of opportunities for us as project managers is to become more and more entrepreneurial and using AI tools, AI vibe coding to help us to speed up the process of what we are doing. Remember what Antonio said. Instead of spending hours and hours on reporting, in a couple of minutes, you are done. So this is exactly what you can do to stimulate. And what is important is to understand that the project manager with these entrepreneurial skills is someone that can make a massive difference on delivering the results, because if you are a bureaucrat or something like that, you will not be able to survive on this changing environment. It's changing so fast and so quickly that you will be very soon out of business. So just think about that. Thanks for your question, and thanks for being present also. Do you know or heard anything for the gaming industry in this matter as well? Deborah. No, let me just answer to this. No, I'm not an expert in the gaming industry. I think it's fascinating. What I can see a lot, and many companies are doing this on the project environment, are gamification. So it's like Duolingo. Duolingo is a learning platform with this aspect of gamification that improves and creates incentives for you to meet the deadlines, for you to deliver the reports. But in terms of vibe coding, sorry, I don't have yet, but I would love that you share with us in the next one if you find something on that, okay? Antonio, for you, Toran, would you recommend that upskilling areas individuals should focus on strengthening their AI project management? Would you recommend what upskilling areas? Antonio, do you want to start on that?
Yeah, Sky Coran, good to see you. And thanks for your newsletter. It's really, really good. Put it in the chat so that people can subscribe, Coran. So I think beyond AI, which is becoming more and more important, I think clearly where we need to move towards is more leadership, is better stakeholder management, more focus on benefits and value creation, like building stronger confidence and persuasion techniques. I always say we are really at the phase from moving from project manager to project leaders. And that means that sometimes you need to challenge your CEO, your senior leaders. You need to ask for support. You need to bring back news. So I think there is still a big room for us to develop, which is great, but we need to develop. And this is, again, I think it's the second time I say that, and I'm saying this in every call, there is a sense of urgency because things are just going to go faster. And so far, maybe the value that we bring, it's not clear. That's why many PMOs, I think 3 out of 4 PMOs, they're being canceled after 3 years. So it has to be more evident the value that we bring. And that's a lot of new skills. So yeah, this is, I think, for me, the exciting part. We still need to get better.
Yeah. And I'm working on this, Antonio and Toran. Next week, I'm planning to release this periodic table of human skills. I try to combine into groups some skills that I do not believe that AI will be able to succeed in the short to medium term perspective. And this is exactly where I am investing a lot of energy and effort to know AI and to benefit and to put myself, my competitive advantage in other things. Like, for example, as I said, curiosity, empathy, for example, conflict management. These are things that AI is not ready to sort out. Toran, just share it her. her newsletter. And I have just one last, Mario, again, Y Combinator on Monday, November 10th, deadline, pitches AI startups to get Y Combinator is the largest startup ecosystem. It's an amazing way to start your business. So up to 10th of November, you can submit your pitch. So if any of you had a massive, great idea, this is the place to be in. It's an extremely competitive process, but it's, for example, Sam Altman from OpenAI was the CEO of Y Combinator. So it's just, Mario, it's not a question, but just a point that he presented to us. Okay, so let me see if I have one more. No, one very last, Jean-Jacques. How could we AIPM certified involve stronger with you? Antonio, do you want to say something?
So if I understand you, Jack, the question is, can you help us, or can you be more engaged with us? We have always lots of ideas. That is one of the problems that Ricardo and I have. So we're working on the venture lab. We're working on potentially adding a new certification. We're looking at developing our own AI tool. We're looking at new clients for games. So reach out to us, anyone, you and anyone who wants to collaborate in a way or another, and we'll see if there's something that we can do together and work closer with us. Of course. Thank you.
Yeah, and Toran said good problems to have. Yes, of course, but sometimes drive us crazy because Antonio and I, we are so busy with other things. I'm starting 2 massive projects globally that will absorb a lot of my time. So it's just crazy to manage everything, So if you can reach out to us with some very specific thing that you can help, it will be fantastic. It will be fantastic. Antonio, I think it's time to go. Just before we go, just remember, masterclass with the discount, Black Friday 05, not 25. I did a typo mistake. Black Friday 05 with 100% discount. And for the bundle, Black Friday 05 also with 150% US dollars in discount. So it's an opportunity. We have a packet Masterclass 9. I think it was one of the best, I would say, interest, because we are still 1 month and we have a lot of people already registered for the Masterclass, and we are looking for you there. And this time I'm planning to start doing some demos with Asana and also Microsoft Copilot. So every time we are trying to introduce new things, and these will be the things we will introduce, and Antonio with the vibe coding and this with Google. My friend, that's all for me. Very good to see all of you.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you very much for your time, your business. So thank you very, very much. Okay, I wish you all the best, and see you next month in December. I'll be transmitting directly from Brazil this time. Okay, so see you all for.
Thank you.
To Phoenix. I will be in Phoenix for 2 days. So just reach out to me there. I will be very happy to see you there. Okay? Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you.
Bye, Antonio. Bye-bye, my friend.
Bye.